When the cast reads the names like Ryan Reynolds, Dwayne Johnson, and Gal Gadot, one can easily finalize a conclusion that they are going to be thoroughly regaled. Interestingly, each of them has delivered rocking performances while starring in pairs. However, would it be safe to conclude that the resultant product, if not eclipse, but promise similar experience when they come together? Would they become a force to reckon with? I had weirdly high expectations from the movie when the trailer came out a few weeks ago. Seeing the three go at it constituted a proverbial fascination for me. But as it turns out, I had my grievances and there are too many to negate. It's not like Red Notice is the first one to feature a storyline that focuses on conning, art, or any thievery or heist, a police chase, action sequences challenging the fundamentals of physics, and, of course, the dubious historical or mythological references, not essentially in any particular shape or order. Some of these movies bearing recognizable resemblance have gone down in history, advertised as goldmine. The likes of Indiana Jones Adventures, Rush Hour series, Fast and Furious franchise, and Mission Impossible, among many others, have had the potential to rise beyond their unassuming plotline to acquire a USP that grew an audience with times. They have left behind a fulfilling legacy of memorable moments, dialogues, and performances fetching mention in our colloquial discussions. With Red Notice, they seem to have taken spite with the word original. The plot is as simple as the recipe of the omelette with sunny side up, although with my culinary skills the output is straightaway doubtful. Yet anyone with a remarkable understanding of the storytelling would believe to be thorough with its delivery. I mean, you just can't go wrong with it. But with Red Notice, the makers have decided to keep it simple and tasty for the audience and expected the magic of the trio to work out its own thrill and failed in the bargain. Well, as much as it pains to admit, but the glitz and the gloss on the surface never allows the story to rise beyond its glamorous presentation. The storyline is fraught with wisecracking dialogues, not that it invents any form of conflict or exert inconsistency or occasion disruption in the plot progress, but truthfully, it is the sole source of entertaining the audience. Specifically, Ryan manages to lure the audience into his magnetic fold and enjoys a bigger pie compared to the other two. Although sometimes some of his witty lines don't land the expected punch, yet there are times when he shoots one into the hoop quite infallibly. With that, it appears he has borrowed his avatar from Deadpool series. His enjoyable quirks, even in the midst of a fierce fight, drive the audience to flit their attention between enjoying the marvels of the action sequences or his fun tidbits. By the way, no negative inference should be whittled out from this observation. Honestly, all other elements are bent out of shape, and perhaps the onus of that lies on screenplay. The problem with the plot is that it floats around like an aimless fool with no specific direction to explore. The determined trio wants to make a strong impression, and it is during this wishful aspiration that they are terribly slanted by the rigidity of the roles assigned to them. These set pieces of the characters are the reasons why people feel drawn closer and repelled at the same time. Dwayne Johnson plays a tough cop chasing the renowned con artist played by Ryan. But every time his character walks on screen, he would soak the palettes of sprightliness beneath his enormous physical stature, solely bringing down the energy levels. And there are a lot of these occasions where he can be seen fiddling around with energy pockets, while the unsuspecting character of Ryan would aimlessly strive to preserve the balance. A cop turned fugitive who turns to Ryan's character to redeem his name abruptly finds himself running around clueless, cripplingly relying on Ryan's methods to elude the police. Apparently, his credentials have been well marketed for his links to the FBI, but his methods of survival are minimalistic and abound with incompetence. To expect a cop like Dwayne to inhabit at least these basic essential skills to put the cops off the chase comes as an absolute irony to how he manages to track down the most renowned thief in the world in the first place. It is hard to believe that his duty as a cop has pivoted his attention on the criminals alone, and therefore his understanding of the typical protocol adhered by his own people never made into his qualifications. Although the way the story panned out, one might be tempted to accept the gradual peeling of the act as simply staged, and was meant to sabotage the confidence of the audience into believing that the plot was heading in the anticipated direction. It was as if the plot manufactures an ideal endorsement of the belief on the predictability factor and then snaps them out of that illusion in a jiffy. Gal Gadot is peppered across the length of the movie like the patches of grass in my school's soccer ground. It appears to be there to suggest that it used to be a lush green field once, but now it only enjoys a friendly appearance in the local soccer matches. She looks glamorous and lithe enough to take down both Dwayne and Ryan, but is mostly conspicuous with her absence for the most part. She is supposed to be the next best thing to Ryan in the field of conning the art, and even conveniently dislodges him from being the best in the crime circuit. But she comes and goes just like the salaries in a wallet, and this act constantly points out that she has no major part to play. There are moments here and there, mostly in the climax, that the conventional looking cop thief chase gets a spicy extension. Barring that, the plot doesn't exercise any sturdy hold and mostly meanders around without aim. The character development has been skimmed in favor of style, and seems the actor have joined the wagon only for the money. The absolute lack of substance and an absence of reliable anchor to hold our attention is the reason why this blockbuster loses its punch in the end. I would rate the movie 3 on 5. Thank you.